they'll kill 550 million, however, but the rest of us would survive with a new. This is time for a revolution. Then that starts to change things, not by deporting immigrants, not by killing brown and even white people on the street. It's crossing over now, and believe me, this is gonna really spark the nature of so many people who are gonna show up and say no more. I'm mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take it anymore.
Military cosplayers, or as what I would like to call them. They are not real military officers. They're not even trained to be out on the field. They are men abusing their power and taking advantage of a situation which will quickly blow up in their faces when somebody is no longer in office. Innocent people are dying now for literally doing nothing and living their lives. All because some couldn't even get into the real military and dropped out and just want to cosplay. And that's what they actually are.
There is no excuse to be peace and love now. Peace and love means put your fucking fists up. Put your fight on. Put your fighting face on. Start standing up for justice the real way. Street justice. Because obviously the laws don't matter. Legislation doesn't matter. Legalities doesn't fucking matter. Start fighting, bitch. Get street smart, bitch. Learn how to fight. Start smacking these ICE officers. Start smacking these police officers. Perpetuate that we uphold white supremacy. Fight back. Fight back.
You don't get to shoot someone and walk away. You don't get to do that shit in our fucking street. This is a human rights crisis. This is America turning into a fucking police state, and we will not stay quiet. Get in the fucking streets. Get loud. Get angry. Fucking stand.
Stuff. We're going to talk a little bit about this Giancarlo Esposito situation, because I just came across this video and it's concerning to me. But it's concerning me in a couple ways, actually, because there's no reason why we should be listening, first of all, to any celebrity about political issues, let alone real world issues. Second of all, I mean, if you do, that's at your leisure, whatever. But second of all, if you are going to listen to a celebrity, an actor, an actress, a sports figure, like an athlete, NFL player, stuff like, guys like that. If you're going to do that, just make sure that they're credible in what they're speaking about. You have a guy sitting here with goofy ass glasses on, fancy hat, literally a scarf, on top of a suit, being interviewed. And whenever these kind of interviews, whenever we get clips like this coming from celebrities, it's never about the movies. It's never about, their talent as an actor or an actress. You know what it's about? It's always about some BS. It's always about real world issues. So Giancarlo Esposito made it his duty to speak on what's going on in Minnesota with the ICE agents, and people are running up to ICE agents, antagonizing them. And of course, when stuff goes bad, then the celebrities want to start speaking out. Then the celebrities want to come out and start throwing up their fists. Yeah, I did my part, blah, 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 whatever. Well, Giancarlo Esposito is no different.
This is time for a revolution. It's time for it, and they don't even know that's what they're starting. Some very rich old white men are exerting their power to...
So already we've heard some concerning words, right? Now, what most people are gonna gravitate towards is him saying rich white men. Of course, that's what they always do. They try and do that to grab your attention. But what did he say before that? He said a revolution. Bruh. Like, if y'all are not understanding what these people are trying to ask for and what these people are trying to do to the American population, I can't help you. And I wish I could say that I was surprised. I am kind of shocked. The celebrities that they're using to do this, but this is very tame right now. If you catch my drift of what they're at, the lengths of what they're trying to go to try and push this hysteria from media onto society. That's this. Right now, you've got the Marley Ringwalds of the world. You've got the Becky Lynches of the world. You've got the John Leguizamo's of the world, who I've been covering for years on my channel, telling y'all how crazy that dude is. And now we've got Giancarlo Esposito doing it. You got Brody King in AEW doing it, who's been doing it for years. Kenny Omega, like, come on. CM Punk and his wife doing it. Like, yeah, come on, man. At some point, we have to say, hey, look, man, it was good while it lasted, while we looked at these guys and gals as movie stars and wrestling stars and NFL players. Like, you're very talented. But please, like I always say, like I've been saying since day one of me making this YouTube channel, shut the fuck up. Respectfully. Because at the end of the day, you're an entertainer. You entertain. We don't pay you. We don't pay attention to you. We don't ask you for your opinions on politics. Now you have people like me that have to make entire YouTube channels calling y'all out because it's getting annoying. It was annoying 10 years ago. If a dumbass like me can catch your drift 10 years ago of where you guys were going, bruh. And now you see that everybody's starting to realize, oh yeah, they've been attacking the fans the whole time. This should tell you right here, period, point blank, Giancarlo Esposito does not care about the fans. Shocker. He does not care about his own fans. He's telling his own fans, go to war while I sit back and watch. Right there, like Adrian Curry tweeted out earlier. Let me sit back and watch from my mansion. Let me sit back and watch y'all go to war while I sit here in my mansion with my bodyguards. And while I'm being interviewed, this will be what, 2027, 2028? Being interviewed by Zoom from your mansion about how horrible all this shit is going on is. While a year ago, in 2026, you're inciting violence on the American people. Telling the American people, go to war. That is crazy to me. It's crazy to me how quickly you guys want to run to violence. I don't get it. I miss the days where, where we were told, at least when I was growing up, we were told, hey, nobody ever talks about politics. Like, you never heard it from, very rarely. Obviously when things happen, especially like post 9/11, people started getting more political. You started hearing more political conversations. But man, pre 9/11, I still had some consciousness back then. I remember it very, very, very well. Still fun, still memorable. A lot of nostalgia for it. But we're never going to get that back. Pre-Obama, we're never going to get that back. And that was a time. But I remember, again, I could give you guys a whole freaking life story about my life when I started to realize. Because I started to realize, technically, back during the Obama era, where he was on his whole campaign. And I was like, hey, he's cool and all. He seems, at least we got, a nigga up there not stuttering. He can speak well, whatever. But are we really going to? And I was, a freshman when Obama, or a freshman or sophomore when Obama got elected. And even I said, even back then, I was aware of all this BS. I'm like, bruh, let me tell you something. Just because he's black doesn't mean that we should be voting for him. Like, can we pay attention to what his laws are, what his shit is, what his bills are? And I was even more of a dumbass than I am back then. So, like I said, it doesn't take a genius to realize and to read the room in terms of what these celebrities are doing and what they're saying in these interviews. Molly Ringwald out here inciting violence and saying, hey fam, when all is said and done, after you go to war with the ICE agents, we're going to see all the people who supported ICE. And then does the whole comparison to France and all that stuff. Like,
I don't think that I need to remind you, just give a little history lesson here quick. But, if you look at what happened in France, where I lived for a few years in my 20s, they were taken over by the Nazis. They were invaded, they were taking over, and a lot of people collaborated. And then there were people that did not collaborate and were part of the resistance. Eventually, they got their country back. And those people who collaborated were found to be criminal. And that is what's going to happen. I mean, you should not support what is going on just because these are human beings and we are human beings and we cannot forget our humanity. But if you don't care about that, if you only care about yourself, then realize that you are going to be seen as a collaborationist. And I don't think that anybody wants that. I don't think that anybody wants to be on the wrong side of history. So please, please use your voice and protest.
Bruh, come on, man. These are scary times, bro. And I mean, not for me, but it's scary times to sit here and look at humanity and where it's going, and society and where it already has gone. And the fact that you will look in the comments of these interviews, of these clips, and you'll see the crazies in there. We've seen all the craze on the internet, the people that even people that have very big followings and say dumb shit. But like I said, I've been known that we live in a world full of crazies, especially ever since the Obama era. I knew we lived in a world full of crazies, especially when we would, 2015, 2014, where we would look at body cam footage that we were so desperately asking for. Looking at body cam footage and then still coming up with a completely different story of what we just watched. I knew we lived in a world full of crazies, especially when we had women make a movie and they say men are not allowed to go see it. We don't want you to see it. It's not made for you. And guess what? When the movie came out and failed horribly, who did they blame? Men. Yes, I knew we lived in a world full of crazies when that happened too. And we continue. We are reminded every single day that we live in a world full of crazies, especially if you live in a city. We were just reminded yesterday we live in a world full of crazies with Bill Belichick not getting inducted in the Hall of Fame with 6 Super Bowl rings as a head coach. One of the winningest head coaches of all time in the NFL. But yet Shedeur Sanders gets a Pro Bowl invite off of 10 interceptions and 7 touchdowns. Yeah, we live in a world full of fucking crazies. Bella Danger is a sports agent. I mean, it's getting ridiculous at this point, y'all. I'm sorry. But now where you have WWE, where the world heavyweight champion, he has no problem coming out and just speaking out against ICE. Becky Lynch has no problem going out and speaking out against ICE and speaking out and pretty much inciting violence. I hate ICE. I hate ICE. ICE is bad and it hurts people.
There's lots of ice. I don't like ice. I hate ice, actually. It's very dangerous. Hurts people. And, but the tour continues.
And you got CM Punk. Oh, I hate white men.
Rushmore of women superstars, and I say to Mount Rushmore before a bunch of random white people decided to carve faces in it. It was a American Indian monument called Six Grandfathers.
It's like, gosh, man, like what the fuck, man? It's crazy, bro. It's crazy times that we live in. But all I gotta say is, and like I've been saying ever since all this shit popped off, relax, chill, stay inside. It's cold. Chill, drink some hot chocolate, and watch some movies and play some video games. We don't need to be out here. Nobody needs to be out. I don't care what you believe in, how you believe it, whatever. Fam, stop running out here. And now you have celebrities out here endorsing all of y'all going out here and doing this shit. So now you are going to see even more crazy go out here and say, oh yeah, Mark Ruffalo and Giancarlo Esposito, they want me out here storming the streets and being in these federal agents' face. Instigating, antagonizing people. When you don't have the facts, you don't know, like, fam, there's a whole clinic. I may even do a video about it. But I was watching this chick, that Caitlyn Bennett chick, do an interview with this dude that literally, and she schooled him on everything. And in the end, she should have asked him, why are you even here? Because she asked him at first, and then he explained, and then she kind of schooled him on everything, and pretty much, disapproved all of his fucking points. And so once that happened, I was like, I don't know why she didn't just ask him, okay, so let me ask you again, why are you actually here? That's my only critique of that interview. But if you guys want to go see a good interview, go and watch that one. That's a really good one. But I don't know what's going on right now in terms of whether this is like a PR stunt, whether it like Giancarlo Esposito and Molly. Well, we know about Molly Ringwald. She can't get a job to save her fucking life ever since fucking what was that ABC Family show? Whatever. That was actually a pretty good show, but whatever. It was good for its time. Molly Ringwald, we haven't seen her in quite some time, but we haven't seen her since then. Giancarlo Esposito is in damn near every fucking franchise. And this is a guy that's going to be on a whole victimhood run anyways if he gets casted. If he gets casted, and I really pray to God they don't do this, but if he ends up getting casted as Professor X, first of all, I'm going to be pissed. But second of all, he's going to be on a whole victim run for years on end with that one. Because he knows exactly what he's getting himself into. He knows exactly what he's asking for. And he does not care about the comics or the comic book characters at all. Therefore, meaning, well, he doesn't care about the fucking fans. I don't know, man. At the end of the day, it is what it is. I'm only here to state my opinion. I'm only here to say, hey, fam, when you have celebrities and famous people and people that we watch on TV and then we adore and we're like, man, this person's so talented. We love their work, blah, 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 whatever. And then they just, for some reason, man, they just turn into this fucking monster and just start inciting violence. I expect this because I talked about this for years, ever since I've been an adult and been able to express my opinion freely on my own. I've always said this stuff. I've always talked about these topics and always have been aware of this happening. But the human side of me at the end of the day is still like, fuck, dude. Like, I watched this dude and adored it hours on end, watched this guy's work, and you're treating people like this? You're treating your fans like this? You're doing something, you're stooping so low and you still have no idea what you're talking about. It's crazy. We ain't even I'm not going to watch this entire clip because I'm about to get out of here. I got another video I got to do anyway. But let's just hear the rest of what he has to say, at least the most part.
Suppress our own people, thus creating a feeling of civil war in the streets, preparing the haters to hate, teaching them how to shoot. They're not even trained right, to kill.
And then now he's not even speaking facts. They're not even trained right. They're not even like, have you done any of your fucking research on ICE agents? That's what I want to know. Have you done any of your fucking research on it? Probably not. I highly doubt it. Because he's speaking out his ass right now. They're haters. You got haters hating, and that's what they're going to do. And then, let me make sure I mention the word rich white men. Let me make sure I mention the word fascism. Let me make sure I mention the word Nazi. Like, fam, we know the whole spiel, bro. We know the entire spiel that you're going to do. But the fact that now you're telling the people, hey guys, go out there and be violent. Go out there and antagonize these people doing their jobs. I can't rock with that, man. I couldn't rock with none of that shit to begin with anyways, but bruh, it's tough, man. Some actors and actresses, and especially wrestlers for me, it's really hard for me to separate the art from the artist, but fuck, bro. Some of them, Will Smith is still like the biggest one to me, where I was just mind blown of like, I was like, okay, now it's years later, I'm like, okay, first of all the songs were there, and I get it, but wow, man, I did not think Will Smith's career was gonna, but it did. It did. Anyways, man, hit that like and subscribe, all that good stuff. I know I just went on this whole rant, but man, this shit frustrates the fuck out of me. It really does. And and not for the reason that you think, just for the reasons that I've already explained in this video. So hit that like and subscribe, all that good stuff. It's your boy Corn. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And I am OUT.